Co's Reviews. You suggested I review it, and welcome back to the Halloween franchise review. Today we are taking a look at Rob Zombie's second attempt at a Halloween film with his remake of Halloween 2.
You've witnessed the birth of evil.
Are you a giant?
Now, the secret behind his madness will finally be revealed. On August 28th,
Evil is here. It's walking amongst us. Michael is more evolved.
Rob Zombie
I'm not strong enough.
completes his extreme vision of a terrifying legend.
Kill her, baby.
So Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was released in 2009, roughly only 2 years after his first film in a Rob Zombie film. Now this movie may make you think that it's exactly going to be like the original Halloween 2, where it mostly takes place in a hospital, but that's not the case. In this movie, it's 2 years after Michael first attacked Laurie, and she's been living with Annie and her father, Sheriff Brackett, still played by Brad Dourif, and Annie's once again played by Danielle Harris, recovering after her offense with Michael. Meanwhile, Michael, far outside of Haddonfield, slowly makes his way back to the city to continue what he started 2 years ago. Now the film briefly begins with you think it's gonna be just like Halloween 2, the original. It changes it after the first half is revealed just to be a dream. That's probably my first problem with the movie. The first 15 minutes of the film, with Laurie at the hospital and getting attacked by Michael, is all revealed to be a dream. So the question is, how much of it was a dream? Because during this scene, at the first 15 minutes, Michael's body is taken away by these coroners who proceed to make a bunch of necrophilia jokes because that's funny, I guess. And Michael wakes up, the car crashes, he kills the two, then walks back to town where he sees a vision of his mother, which is a thing throughout the entire film. Yes, throughout the entire movie, Michael is seeing visions of the ghost of his mother and his younger self to lead him back to Haddonfield, and this tells Michael why he has to go after his family. So they're basically turning Michael to Jason Voorhees in this remake. Come on, really? Really? Also, a few other things this film has going for it is the characters suck. Especially Laurie this time around, where she was a somewhat likable character, she becomes kind of a pain in this movie. I get that she's having trouble recovering after her. Who can blame her? Her friends got killed. Her best friend nearly died. She almost died. Her parents are dead. Her adopted parents, anyway. But she seems to be doing okay, considering she ends up working at an antique store. She lives with the town sheriff and her best friend now. She thinks she'd be doing okay, but she's having a really hard time recovering. And that's sort of a problem when you try to make her, when she's the focus of the film. Michael, once again, is still played by Tyler Mane, and he's still really great in the role. They show Michael's face a lot more in this film, which is probably another issue I have. Why show Michael's face in this movie? The whole point of this is that it represents Michael's face. It represents what Michael's face would be like: blank, pale, and emotionless. Showing Michael's face throughout the entire movie reveals more of him, which is kind of my main flaw with the movie. Another one is that the kills are pretty much random and not that many. There are a total of, I think, 12 deaths in the movie, and some of them are just random people we just meet. Granted, there are characters we get to know, like Laurie's friends get killed, and, well, Annie gets killed this time, although she survived the first movie. And it's actually a really emotional scene when Sheriff Brackett finds Annie's body. It's actually really sad seeing the poor guy have to witness his own daughter's dead corpse. Another character that I really wish got more character development is Dr. Loomis. Notice I haven't talked about Loomis yet. That's mainly because he's kind of a dick in this movie. He wrote a book about his experience with Michael and became a celebrity, which causes a lot of trouble when Brackett gets his hands on the book. And Laurie does too, realizing that she was actually adopted, and she's really Michael Myers' sister. This adds to a problem later when she and her friends go to a Halloween party dressed up as characters from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Michael grabs her which leads into the finale, which I'm pretty much gonna give away right now because I don't really have nothing else to say about this movie. So, Halloween 2 ends with Michael taking Laurie to a bar and where all the cops show up, including Loomis, realizing it's time to stop acting like an asshole and it's time to start actually take action. Laurie somehow is able to see Mrs. Myers' ghost, as well as the ghost of her younger brother, who holds her down so she can't do anything. Loomis shows up, Michael kills him, then Michael gets shot a bunch of times by the cops, and dies. Then Laurie comes out, I think, if I remember, wearing Michael's mask, grabs his knife, is about to stab him with it, and she gets shot multiple times and gets killed. And the movie ends with Laurie being visited by her mother. That's pretty much it. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is not a great sequel. It tried to be as good as the original Halloween 2 and even the original Halloween, but much like Rob Zombie's film, it had its moments, but man, did it fail. I give it about 6.5 out of 10. Join me next time, where tomorrow is Halloween, and that will mean we finally will end this Halloween franchise review. See you then.